What's up? Look out. Oh my gosh, excited to be here on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Like I was shot out of a cannon. You see those like, ah! Oh, I'm in a fantastic mood. Tickling sub 180 today. Your old pal Easy 180.2 on the scale. This is now day number 25 since I was at the doctor's office and I drew that line in the sand when buyers said, well, your triglycerides have never been higher. Your cholesterol's never been higher. Your good cholesterol's never been lower. And your bad cholesterol's never been higher. And your weight's never been higher. Huh. You're going to die. He actually gives me statistics. He actually says, okay, because of these numbers, you are at a certain percentage greater risk of sudden death or something like that. I'm like, fuck, shit. You're right. I know. This is less to do with, I just want to look good I just want to look good in the mirror. More to do with, I just don't want to die. So then we started the Facebook group, Fraudulent Fat Fucks. And that's kind of like, the point of it is, when people start to struggle, we kind of like jump in and offer support in our own unique way. But not so much as, you can do it. It's like, quit making excuses. One of those deals. Sometimes that's all you need to hear. Is someone saying, yeah, you're bullshitting me. You're bullshitting everybody. You're bullshitting yourself. Get your ass moving. Go move. Go do something. Stop eating so poorly. I'm looking forward to the Sunday feast. That's when, the hard work. I let down the defenses on Sundays for the family dinner. Not sure what is on the menu yet. And that's not even that bad. I don't sit there and just eat like an asshole all day. But that kind of keeps me sane. And I'm myself and everybody kind of just doing it one day at a time, trying to move the needle bit by bit, not all at once, not getting frustrated. No big deal. Just inch your way down, slowly but surely. Being that this is day 25, and if I were just for ease of math, say 180, your old pal EZ would be minus 6.4 since I got on the scale and was disgusting. And then, all right, that's it. Enough. I feel better. Yesterday, it was I don't do anything but walk at this point. All I'm worried about is walking for extended time. I don't know if I will ever be able to run again. I have a doctor's appointment set up for that, for this right knee that is just barking at me anytime I do anything more than walk. You'll notice when I stand up, like to take a pee break, I'm slow. Everything's achy and hurts. Getting old sucks. That's what I'm telling you. So, all right, off we go. Having ourselves a great day. So glad you're here. Rick says, are you walking backwards, knees over toes? No, I haven't done that. I did that for a while, and it did feel great, and I don't know why I stopped. I should probably start again, but I still don't think I'll be able to run again because even when I was doing that, knees over toes, it started out really good, but then it as I ran more, it started to overpower, It started to become painful again. But I still feel great. Thanks for the insult. I appreciate it. That's nice. I don't understand where that comes from. He calls me an idiot. I just explained myself to you. You don't even give me a chance to explain, and you start insulting me. God damn. Kenny says knees over toes like Nick Chubb. Oh my God. Oh, that was so bad. Okay. Today is the day also that I head over to my new doc, my urologist, about this. Oh, God. I don't know what the deal is. I'm anxious and a little bit concerned about how this is going to go. I don't think I'm going to walk in and they're just going to jam something in my ding-dong. But I'm starting to think that may be the option that they go to, where they have to feed one up the hole. Again, getting old sucks. For those of you that are younger than I am, it's coming. These things will happen to you. You know? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. But, all right. But I am anxious in finding out what the hell is going on with this deal. Just so you know, America's #1 fry cook will be at it again today. I will be at Bosco's Pub, and I cannot wait to make you the greatest fries that have ever existed. I'm not kidding you. You cannot go and buy these fries at a store. Okay? Bosco's opens at 4. I'll be there till we close it down. The reason why I say you can't buy these fries at a store, these are like restaurant-only fries. It boils down to dimensions. I think it is they're 5/8 inch square fries. Like if you were looking at it, holding it up to your eye, they'd be square on one end. Like maybe like half inch each direction. And they're longer. So you got to go large potatoes only for these fries. And they need to be longer. Because people like long fries. You ever get your fries and they're short and you're like, oh, I got the dickhead fries. No, they got to be long fries. And there's something important. When the fries get put in the bowl and then I salt them and then I blend them and toss them, tossing my fries. Okay? Getting that, no, not steak fries. Don't act like you know, Patrick. Steak fries are wide as shit. These are not steak fries. I know what a steak fry is. These aren't steak fries. Dick. A steak fry is bullshit. Steak fry is like eating a whole fucking potato. No. When you toss them, then the salt that you put on the top, the sea salt, it's now at the bottom. And it gets like a little bit of grease on it. So it's like a salt batter at the bottom. And that has to do, and then it's touching the fries and you're moving them around in the bowl. And then it kind of like has like almost like a oily brine that goes on them. So it isn't so much like a chunk of salt. It just flavors everything. Trust me, I'm a GD professional. Ryan says they'll never be able to eat at Bosco's again because I'm fat and fraudulent. Bullshit. Work towards it. You know, bust your ass all week, and then that's your reward. Don't be stupid about this. Of course you can eat at Bosco's. Brandis says, I'm being super fraudulent. I'm getting breakfast at Chick-fil-A right now. Fuck. At least it's a grilled chicken egg white sandwich. Yeah, that's probably fine. Grilled chicken egg white sandwich. That's all right. You know? Who cares? Okay. Ryan says, I need to go extreme, big fraud. Weight loss not happening. Now, Ryan is one of these people who's going to die if he doesn't do it. It isn't that he's morbidly obese, but I think he's worried about the beatus. I suggest this. Start to count your calories. There's a billion great apps on there on your phone, or even just write it down. I used to just, as recently as last year, would write it down. I consume this much. And then when you have that low number, then, you just keep it in that certain range, and you're going to burn more than you're taking in, and then just wash, rinse, repeat every day. You're making this more complex than it needs to be. And the reason why you're making it more complex is because you're a cock. He says, I have an app for that. I used to do it. Right. And you felt great when you did it, didn't you? You felt like you accomplished something. It was satisfying. You look back at those numbers and you say, oh, wow, I did it. Oh, awesome. That's great. And for some reason, because we're humans, we stop eventually. We sabotage ourselves. So start over. Don't come on here and complain like the bitch that you are. Nikki is here. She says, I'm writing mine. I've had a crappy week through this week. Why? Did you quit trying? You were doing awesome. You're starting to remind me of one of these people who, wild swings, shit effort, great effort, horse shit effort, awesome effort. Pile of shit effort, fantastic effort. How about somewhere in the middle, jerk? Now, this is when people like Nikki will be hunting and pecking away with, well, I had this happen this week, and I had this happen this week, and it was hard. Things are hard. Shut up! Quit complaining and go do. I don't want to hear it. Come on. You've had success. Keep doing it. Holy cow. Come on, people. Thank you for being here. I have an update on the fighter pilot. Remember the story about the fighter pilot? Actually, before I get to that, when I was walking yesterday, I try to set like a record for time to go around this neighborhood, in the neighborhood, and I actually went around it 3 times yesterday in order to get my steps in. I did it all at once. That was the reason for the aerobic explanation on fraudulent fat fucks. Aram said, can you put a simple explanation between the difference between aerobic and anaerobic exercise? And I'm like, oh, of course. Aerobic is, it's all on there, but anaerobic is like picture weightlifting. Aerobic is like walking around the block. You're burning more fat. Crimson Chin is right with the words, you need to eat breakfast to get your metabolism going. You should be eating small meals throughout the day. Very true. Don't starve yourself, because then you're going to gorge yourself. I feel like shit when I don't eat. I had the cocoa wheats with chia seeds and collagen this morning. Of course, Ashley is being a dick, disputing the brain of EZ, which is a bad move. Hey, why don't you worry about putting on your makeup instead of worrying about something that I know? So I set a record for time around the neighborhood. I did it once. It was nice and easy. Second one, I busted out 25 minutes and 15 seconds. Third time around, I did it just north of 24 minutes. Now, you got to understand, I look like a psychopath when I'm doing it. I'm taking gigantic steps and moving my feet so fast and swinging my arms like a dick. Stevie asks, how far is each walk you take? Once around the neighborhood. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I figured out the one song that is the perfect tempo, that if I just stay on the beat and just play that song about 6-7 times, I will crush any record. And that song is off of the Back in Black release by AC/DC. And it's called Giving the Dog a Bone. I should probably play a little bit of it. Giving the Dog a Bone. It's a great song. Oh, it's fucking awesome. What an album that is.
I'm Aubrey. I went to St. Jude
Back in Black.
because I had a cancerous tumor.
These kids, they don't
give me a second. I'm
deserve
watching.
to have to go through.
Damn. Down the street, swinging my arms like an asshole. And then while I'm crushing it, and I got my headphones on. I'm not like busting it out in the neighborhood. And it dawned on me that the words of this song are just ridiculous. And I thought to myself, can you imagine in 1980 the writers' meeting? And I wouldn't be able to sit there without cracking up when Brian Johnson and Angus and Malcolm are coming up with the words to giving the dog a bone. This song might as well be called Suck My Dick. She take you down easy, going down to her knees, going down to the devil, down to 90 degrees. Oh, she's blowing me crazy till my ammunition is dry. Oh, she's using her head again. She's using her head. I'm just giving the dog a bone, giving the dog a bone. All right, so, and by the way, AC/DC is so fantastic. They can make songs like this, and nobody gives a shit because it's AC/DC, you know? Second verse. Oh, she's no Mona Lisa. No, she's no Playboy star, but she'll send you to heaven, then explode you to Mars. Oh, she's using her head again, using her head again. She's using her head again. Oh, she's using her head again, using her head. Third verse. She got the power of union. I don't know what the fuck. Why'd you say that? Yeah, she only hits when it's hot. And if she likes what you're doing, yeah, she'll give you a lot. Give it everything she got. Fuck, man. Can you imagine being a grown man and writing those lyrics? Bob says AC/DC song lyrics are ridiculous. You don't say. No, yeah, everybody knew that. But I think from time to time you have to go back and kind of like pick them apart. I would say that's only a step above Cardi B's wet ass pussy. Jesus. Ryan says, I think Eric could make a fortune if he opened up a big fraud fat fuck hotline where he answers phone calls and fat shames you to health. just busting their balls. Ryan says the scale claims I lost 0.2 pounds since this time yesterday. That means absolutely is nothing. Nothing has changed, right? Well, yeah, but that's one day. Remember, this is over a long period of time. Right now, with me, 25 days in, I want to one day say, all right, it's now 365 days since I started working towards this goal. If after 25 days, I feel fantastic and I've lost 6 point whatever, that's it's how it works. It takes time. You can't rush it, dick. He says, I want the scale I want the success you've had, Easy. I've been doing this just as long. I don't get it. Look, I don't have an answer for you about that. I think what you might be forgetting is that everything I do is better than everyone else's attempt. That is one thing you're not factoring in. If I decided I wanted to play guitar, I'm going to be as good as Jimi Hendrix before long. It'll just take a matter of weeks, okay? Normal people who do not have superpowers like your old pal EZ, you can't look to me. You can't compare yourself to your old pal EZ. Tyler says, don't weigh yourself every day. Do it once a week. There are so many day-to-day fluctuations that if you feel like you lost from one day ago and you didn't, it can be really demoralizing. There you go. Listen to Tyler. Brandis says, are you tracking your food? Your nutrition is the key to weight loss. He's not. He already gave that shit up because he's such an asshole, Brandis. He fucked all that shit up. And then, he's crying on here like the bitch that he is. The fuck is wrong with you? Ashley says, just like Big Fraud Zane said, it took a long time to get there. It's going to take a long time to get out. Absolutely. Quit being a crybaby. God damn it. All right, that's how we roll here. Stevie says, Ryan, you fat idiot, track your food. Yeah, go with the thing that made you the most happy. Linda, I remember when she was talking about being down 10. Now, she's down 17. Wow. All right. The forecast calls for dick if you keep that up. A dick front with a side of balls. Mr. Wright's going to come up to you any minute now. She says, but since July, I don't care how long it's been. 17 is a great number. Okay. Keep it up. Keep it up. Kenny, I'm a little concerned with. I haven't heard any good updates lately. I think he says I've gotta get with it now that I can actually walk again. Well, if I remember correctly, you were getting with it when you couldn't walk. You were down north of 30 at one point, just maybe 10 days ago. And then the Oreo incident happened when you ate, I think you described it as 30 or 40 Oreos in the middle of the night. You woke up in the middle of the night and said, oh, I gotta get it, mate. Yeah, mate. And you went and you pigged out. Where are we now? Well, I mean, I haven't really heard shit from you. So I'm feeling like this is getting away from you. you should be doing just as fantastic as you were when you were in so much pain. All right? Thank you to everyone for being supportive in the group. So I just kind of started dialing into that story about that fighter pilot. Somewhere in South Carolina, he ejected his he hit the button. He goes flying out of the fighter jet. I forgot what they said was the cost of the fighter jet. Did they say the fighter jet was $100 million? That was a F-35 stealth fighter cost. Yeah. One fighter jet is $100 million. And the guy was flying it, and something went batshit crazy on the deal. So he hit the button, and he goes flying out of it, and then the plane keeps flying. Now, this is a stealth plane, and you can't see it on you don't know where the fuck it is. And it flew a considerable distance on its own before it finally went down. And thank God it didn't land on anyone, or it didn't. Can you imagine if it flew into? Can you imagine if it flew into a fucking building? Jesus Christ. So now they're trying to get answers. That program for the F-35, for the life of it, because what they do is they like fund it all, and they figure out how much the costs are and then at some point down the road in the future, the technology will be obsolete, and they'll have another jet that they move on to. But that fighter jet program, the F-35, costs $1.7 trillion for all of them, all the maintenance. $1.7 trillion. So if you took $1 billion, all right, and then multiplied that times 100, okay, you would have 100 billion, right? I know that sounds ridiculous that I had to just do that math. And then multiply that times 10, and that gives you 1 trillion. Motherfucker. If there's ever a time that you have to look at the money that flies into our government's hands to support our military, this is a great way to do it. Now, that's just one fighter jet. Not one, but the entire program. So when, and I've turned on this guy now. I like the song, but I hate that Oliver Anthony sits there and complains about paying taxes. I love paying taxes. Okay? Because I love that we have fighter jets that can fly themselves and that can basically blow everyone up. That's fantastic. I say, thank God we have taxes so we can buy fighter jets. That is awesome. So the next time you start bitching about your fucking taxes, Oliver Anthony, understand that we have to fund $1.7 trillion worth of fighter jets. So shut the fuck up, you freedom-loving prick. God damn. Yeah, we don't want to pay our taxes anymore. Shut up. You're going to jail, dick. God damn. I love taxes. I want more. I want to pay more. I think we should all pay like 20% more. Patrick writes, Oliver Anthony makes me sympathetic towards the rich men north of Richmond. No kidding. I love those rich men north of Richmond. We need more rich men north of Richmond. Because if we have more rich men, we have less poor men like you. All right. there's a couple stories about this jet, including the 911 call, because let's start there. The pilot, he's in a parachute and he lands in some guy's backyard. So some dude comes out and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing, senor?" And he says, "Yeah, well, see that fighter jet? I was in that thing." So they like called 911. This is similar to like Maverick Top Gun. When he's in that one supersonic jet and then he ends up punching out. Oh God, I love that movie, by the way. I had low expectations when I saw that movie, but now I believe that I'm in love with Tom Cruise. Okay, this is the 911 call. You'll be frustrated. You'll be as frustrated as I was with the 911 operator.
911, what's the address of the emergency? Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I guess we got a pilot at our house, and he says he got ejected. So he ejected from the plane, so we just see if we could get some ambulance, please.
I'm sorry, what happened?
We got a pilot in the house, and I guess he landed in my backyard, and we were trying to see if we could get a ambulance to the house, please.
Okay, so like, how, okay, what is the phone number that you're calling from? Okay, we're getting help on the way. Give me just a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
The guy in the background is the pilot. You can hear the pilot talking in the background.
I made it in a neighborhood. I don't know what happened.
Okay, are you with the patient now?
Yes.
Okay, how old is the patient?
47. So we had a military jet crash.
Okay, so now the pilot grabs the phone and he thinks, for some reason, he feels like and I can understand, but the 911 operator isn't really understanding what's happening.
Okay, how old is the patient?
47. So we had a military jet crash. I'm the pilot. We need to get rescue rolling. I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected.
Okay, how far did he fall?
I was at 2,000 feet.
Okay, and what caused the fall?
Okay. What caused the fall? Now, even if she's been on the phone for 90 seconds and the other guy has said, yes, the guy, he was a pilot, he ejected and he landed in my backyard with the parachute. And she's like, what caused the fall? Why do you even need to ask that question, you dipshit?
Oh.
I was at 2,000 feet.
Okay, and what caused the fall?
An aircraft failure.
An aircraft failure.
Okay. Okay, is there any serious bleeding?
I don't know. I can't see myself.
Hey. You can just tell he's frustrated.
No, he looks fine. He just a couple scratches.
What did the other person say?
I feel okay. My back just hurts.
So he's more concerned about, look, lady, there's a plane flying through America right now. That's what, I mean, all right, great. I might need some help. I'm on the phone, but at the same time, this is urgent here.
Okay.
Has there been a report of an airplane crash?
I have not seen any.
What do you mean? What do you mean an airplane crash? Part of me thinks that 911 dispatchers should do this. They should say, look, I realize these questions I'm asking you sound like I'm an idiot and I'm not understanding you, but I am. And the ambulance is already on the way, because that's what they always, sometimes they say that, sometimes they don't. And this one she does. She says, hey, it's cool. I've already dispatched. But they lead the person who's on the other end, like the pilot who's experiencing anxiety big time. They haven't been reassured that there's help on the way.
Come up yet. Okay, what part of the body was injured?
Ma'am, I'm a pilot in a military aircraft, and I ejected, so I just rode a parachute down to the ground. Can you please send an ambulance?
Yes, sir. I've already told you they're on their way. I'm just required to ask these questions while they're en route.
I don't think you did say that you said they were on the way. Maybe you did. Maybe I missed it. I'm always so unbelievably frustrated with 911 operators. Nick says they are more worried about evidence collection than helping. Kenny says she did not say that they were on the way. Kenny earlier said all she needs to say is, an ambulance is on the way. Cole from the Cole Report. By the way, Cole has a podcast, The Cole Report. So if you search The Cole Report, is it report or rapport? I don't know. I think he might be ripping off Stephen Colbert. Audience member Cole has a podcast. He sounds like a big wet pile of fuck, but he's doing a podcast. So that's great. Cole, I'm just giving you a hard time. It sounds fine. You just need to relax. And you need to, this is what you need to do, Cole. My first bit of constructive criticism, constructive criticism on the Cole Report is you're going to need to inflect more. It's going to take time to master speaking patterns and shit, but the first thing I noticed is you cannot drone, and you're droning. Okay? If you haven't done this enough, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to drone. And when you drone, it's like, oh, fuck, I can't handle it. It's as bad as vocal fry. So you got to practice before you publish anything more in not droning. Did you hear how I just raised the intensity there for no apparent reason? That keeps people engaged to some degree. If you're going to sit there and do a podcast on your own, you can't sit there and drone on like a cock. So get that shit together. All right. Tyler says all 911 operators are terrible at simply stating emergency personnel are on the way. In the meantime, I need to ask you a few questions. Perfect. It's like their superiors say, look, we want you to be vague and frustrate the person who is in distress. A little bit more from this. The local media went out into the field to where like the actual jet crashed in Williamsburg County, South Carolina. And they talked to one of the locals. So I think this is great.
More about that crash of the F-35. The U.S. military is investigating to learn more about that crash of...
Okay, now, this is the guy that they interview in the background. He looks like Johnny Hayseeds here.
The F-35B fighter jet in Williamsburg County.
The plane went down on Sunday. It was discovered yesterday near the Indiantown community of Williamsburg County, a little west of Hemingway. Raymond Owens spent the day today near the crash site.
I had a chance to talk to a man who lives out here. He told me he actually heard the plane as it was flying past his house and crashing nearby, but he didn't know what it was.
I'm almost October the 6th. I'll be 72 years old.
I love this guy in The Shining. Scatman Crothers has been found.
Randolph White retired from his job at the paper mill in Georgetown 10 years ago. He lives in this house with his wife in a very rural area of Williamsburg County. He loves living about 2 miles away from where he grew up. Normally, it's pretty quiet, but on Sunday afternoon...
I was in the bathroom taking a shave.
Okay, now, he said shave, but no one says taking a shave. So, Nick pointed this out to me, Nick W. It sounded like it makes you think he's about to say taking a shit.
And I heard us.
County. He loves living about 2 miles away from where he grew up. Normally, it's pretty quiet, but on Sunday afternoon,
I was in the bathroom taking a shave.
A strategic beep on shave would make it sound like he said taking a shit.
And I heard a screeching, saw that between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom. Then my whole house shook.
White says he didn't realize it was a plane at the time, so he didn't call anybody.
The first thought came to me, I said,
hold on.
Saw that between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom. Then my whole house shook.
White says he didn't realize it was a plane at the time, so he didn't call anybody.
The first thought came to me, I said, what's a meteorite coming out of space or something? Oh. And I said, well, if the airplane, it needed to be reported. That thing was flying just too low.
The F-35B airplane wreckage created an extensive debris field. The wreckage is located off Old Georgetown Road. Military security is very tight, with numerous red and white signs on the side of the road that read, "No trespassing. This area has been designated a national defense area."
Yeah, you go near there, you're never going to be seen again.
Just through the grace of God, nobody didn't get hurt. Because the church right up there, about a half mile.
About a mile of Old Georgetown Road will be closed for an unknown period of time.
Yeah, I imagine the security, I mean, I can only guess. One of the things they might be concerned with is, I don't know, what is part of that plane falling into the wrong hands, or somebody, whatever, taking pictures of shit and then selling it to the fucking Russians or whatever. Who knows? God damn, and that guy was awesome. Ashley says he has nicer teeth than me. He did have nice teeth, but let's not be foolish here. There is no one that we all know who has nicer teeth than Ashley. You know, I mean, seriously, how do you do that? Tyler says, I love this person so much. And those are the signs they keep up around Area 51. It says, this is a national security area. Stay the fuck away. Crimson Chin says, can't wait to see how it went down. I'm guessing you're not going to get the full story. Oh. His impression of that sound made going down was amazing. Yes, it was. I have a feeling we will be hearing that whistle in the future. Yeah, it's an amazing story. But as the locals, root around trying to find answers, that means you won't find any answers. The secrecy around our military is probably pretty high there. Moving on. Trump is doing his victory lap. Basically, all he's going to be doing from now till election night 2024 is doing what I'm about to show you right now. I remember in 2016 when he was campaigning and his numbers were through the roof and he was starting to dominate in the primaries and everybody was realizing that, holy shit, Trump's going to win this damn thing. You had people coming out of the woodwork trying to slow down the Trump train, and there was no stopping that shit. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that this is not great. This is not great for people in America. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm less concerned with Trump, more concerned with the morons who love Trump. But he was in Iowa campaigning, and this is what it's like for Trump. You would never find this for Biden. It looks like he's at a bar, just kind of hanging out with the folks. You got the security dude here, security chick here. Here's you can get a high noon for like just $6 or something like that. Here's the Keno board. Trump posing for a picture. And then watch what happens here. Okay, you got hot chick here who's with her husband, I guess. And she's looking at him like, oh, man, he needs to be inside me. And she's like, hey, will you sign my boobie? Now, behind her, it looks like her mom and her grandma. 3 generations of chicks who want to have sex with Trump. Look at mom and grandma are having a moment together while Trump is signing this chick's boobie. And husband is like, yeah, that's cool. I don't mind. Yeah, this is all good. No problem. She's like, look, I hear you like to grab people by the pussy. Will you please do it to me? Look at mom and grandma. They are so in love with this. They love every bit of it. And then Trump's signing her arm. Guys, I get it tattooed. All good. All good. Everybody's happy. Jesus H. Now I've this lady, she says here, this is disgusting and inappropriate. I disagree. I thought it was fantastic. This person says her body, her choice. Can you imagine the outrage if Biden did this? I love how it always goes to that direction. Yeah, can you imagine if Biden did this? Let's see. All sorts of craziness. The follow-up comments are always too ridiculous. Kenny says, strange, right on my shirt and my arm. Yay. Yeah, I've seen that. Biden is smelling kids' hair. Trump loves grabbing pussies and signing titties. Yeah, I call it a draw. You know? I mean, if someone asks me to sign a titty, I'm going to sign a titty. Without a doubt. If somebody says, hey, look, will you please do this? Absolutely. If you want me to help you, if you want me to do something, I will do that. I can say that I don't know what is, it is weird, the whole smelling of the hair thing by Biden. Do you think anybody has ever said to Biden in the White House, like, hey, dude, no more smelling children's hair? Okay. I don't think that he's a pedophile. I don't think anything is weird there. I think he's just old, and that's what old people do. They don't have a filter. Okay? I think Trump's filter is actually intact. Biden, with the dementia, he doesn't have a filter. And I think he's had dementia for a long time. But Trump, that whole victory, this is going to be so much fun for this guy. Okay, this is going to make his victory so much sweeter. The fact that he's had 4 years of nonsense since he lost the election. And I do believe he lost 100% fair and square. I don't believe any of the nonsense about fake election and all that shit. When people ask me, is this a witch hunt where they're trying to indict Trump? Yes. Yes, it is. They don't want him to be president again. And do I think that he's guilty of these things? Yes. Oh, yes. And I hope he goes to prison, like forever. But he won't. He's going to beat the rap on everything, and he's going to be in the White House again. So you might as well get used to it. That's a perspective you won't hear from anyone else. He's a piece of shit. I don't want him in the White House, but it's going to be such a one-sided affair in this next election, unless if the Democrats come up with someone who is not at death's door and is horrible. Oh, hang on. You know what this means, don't you? Trump is trying to get a hold of me right now as we speak. Hang on, sir. I gotta set up the high quality phone line. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast.
I understand you just called me a piece of shit on your puny little fraudcast. Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody knows. You know it. You know it too.
Not at all. No, not at all. I'm probably the smartest guy that's ever walked the planet. Let's be so honest about that, big fraud. First of all, I understand you showed that wonderful footage of me signing that breast in the bar. Is that correct?
Yeah, sir. Are you making breakfast right now?
Of course. No, I don't make breakfast. They deliver the McDonald's to me, and I eat it so much. It's so great. It's tremendous, really, when you think about it. The Egg McMuffin is probably the finest sandwich that was ever constructed. I don't know. Ray Kroc, he was so intelligent.
Okay. Well, sorry. I didn't mean to throw you off, but yeah. Yeah, of course you're a piece of shit. You know that.
Of course. If I'm a piece of shit, that probably makes you the largest piece of shit. I'm so honest about that. You know, when I autographed this woman, this beautiful woman, by the way.
Yes.
Asked me to autograph her T-shirt on where her breast is. It was so great. That's what a rock star does, Big Fraud Zane. When is the last time your Zaniacs had you sign and autograph their breasts?
Well, yeah, pretty much. I never, thank God. But you know, I can't disagree. You are bigger than a rock star. In fact,
the thing is, the truth is, I mean, those breasts were kind of on the small size. I'm more of a CD man myself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. I like the small fried egg ones.
Well, these ones were perfect for you. I assure you. You probably would have. I mean, you probably got a wet one just looking at me signing that. Let's be so honest.
Oh yeah, I am jealous. And you did what those older women behind you. They were wet too.
Of course. You know, and they were supporting this. This is what's so great about it. This is mom and grandma or whatever, and they're standing back there saying, "Go ahead, autograph it, Ted. We don't care." You know, and the truth is, Big Fraud, I don't know if you knew this about me. I've never drank alcohol in my life. And here I am in a bar, and these people love me. I can associate with just about anyone when you think about it.
Yeah, these are degenerates who, you know, I mean, that's what you appeal to, and everybody knows it. And that's why you are going to win again.
It's so true, you know. And my brother Fred, he struggled with alcoholism. And he died from it. I don't know if you knew this. He died from it.
No, I didn't know that.
My father was not very proud of him, and so I did everything in my life to make sure I never touched this stuff, never drank it, not even a lick of it.
That's good. That takes. I mean that can sometimes be a person's undoing. God forbid if you did, it could have killed you. You know.
Oh, totally. And are you hearing that these crooked Democrats and Joe Biden? They're going to have a wonderful government shut down. You know, when I was president, I would never have allowed the government to be shut down. I mean, this is the place of American business, and they're going to shut it down. I would have done so many deals. You would have seen maybe the best deals ever.
Well, yeah, I have been following that to some degree, and it's no surprise. There's such a divide between Democrats and Republicans. It's a damn shame, sir. Damn shame.
Well, it is. And you've got Mitch McConnell in there. We don't even know if he's alive, and he's basically an automatic Democrat. He votes yes on everything. It's so terrible what's going on in our great government. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get back in there, and we're going to clean it up like you've never seen it cleaned up before.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. It's frustrating to me because I think that the people who follow you are psychopaths, but I believe you. I think that you are going to be a success.
I would not call the great patriots of our country psychopaths. I think that's so totally trashy of you, Big Fraud. I think that's terrible that you do these things and say these things, because we all know in your deepest core you're a conservative just like me, and you want the same things that I want. We want secure borders, great business for America. And remember how great the economy was under Trump. It's going to be so great again. We're going to make America so great. You're going to see it, Big Fraud. You're going to see maybe the best America ever.
Well, I don't agree with you on the border thing. I think we should let those people. I think it should be an open border. They should just let them in. Just come on in. Welcome them.
Now, why on earth would we do that? You know, the Southwest border encounters are up 348% under crooked Joe Biden as compared to me. It's so disgraceful, Big Fraud. How could you say that? Why would you want these dirty Mexicans in our country?
Well, you can't call them dirty Mexicans. That's a horrible thing to say about these people. They're just trying to find a better life for themselves. You fucking asshole. What the fuck?
Drug lords. They're drug lords. They're terrible people. These aren't good people coming into the border. These are maybe the worst people. You know, when I was president, we would lock them up. We would lock them and their little kids up, and we would make sure that they would go back home. We send them home. We say, go back home.
Yeah,
Mexican filth. You go back home now.
Sir, you're really showing your ass here by calling them Mexican filth. I don't.
Not everyone, of course. I'm probably the biggest fan of tacos. Let's be so honest about that. But I like a taco. Don't you like a taco?
I like a taco, but I mean, that's
the Mexicans. They're very important, but the ones that are legally entering are the very important ones. We have these people, they're crossing our border so illegally. They don't know what they're doing. They're coming through our borders and they're raping people.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's a crock of shit. I can't believe you'd say that, sir. That's ridiculous.
The numbers, look at the numbers. I mean, gosh, our border security, 348%. This is crooked Joe Biden. He's sleeping at the wheel. We don't even know if he's alive, let's be honest. He's like Mitch McConnell. They just say yes to everything.
Sir, hey, I gotta call Rick from TC Paintball, so I gotta let you go.
You're hanging up on me for some paintball store. That's tremendous. But listen, Big Fraud, I want you and your lovely wife, the Queen of the Netherlands or whatever, to have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be probably the best weekend because you got to get so prepared for Donald Trump. I'm going to be the best president since me.
Yep. All right. That could be your slogan. The best president since me. I think you're onto something there, sir.
And before that, it might go all the way back to Abraham Lincoln. I don't know.
Okay. Well, those are big shoes to fill, sir.
Maybe the biggest shoes, I think. I mean, and I've worn the shoes, but I can wear the shoes better than anyone. Let's be so honest about that.
Yeah. Well, hey, I gotta go.
What's going to happen?
I gotta go.
You're gonna. Okay, fine. Have a great weekend, Big Fraud. Give me a call. Maybe we can do something at some point here. I'd like to meet you for once.
Okay, sir.
I'll sign your titties. I know you have the biggest titties. I've seen the pictures.
All right. Thank you. He just hangs up on me. I'm surprised he didn't lose his shit and start swearing at me like he likes to do. What an asshole. Holy fuck. Filthy Mexicans. You can't call Mexican people filthy. This country was built on the backs of Mexicans. Some of the dearest, closest people that I know are the Mexicans. Why is it open season on the Mexicans? That's such bullshit. People are losing their lives crossing the Rio Grande. We got an asshole like that talking that type of shit. Rick from TC Paintball joins us.
Giving the dog a bone.
What a great song, huh?
I'm an AC/DC fan, and I never realized.
You really?
Yeah, I never looked at the lyrics. I mean, I've read a lot of lyrics. You know, when you're a teenager listening to music and being depressed, I've read a lot of lyrics and shit, but I've never read that one.
Yeah, can you imagine the writing meeting with that, where they're presenting ideas for this song about oral sex? And they're just laughing and doing
stoned out of mind.
God knows what. Let's write a song about a chick who just looks so, but she's good at giving me oral.
I mean, I'm sure there was no shortage of them back in the day. I mean, these guys write about what they see. I mean, they were seeing that shit every night, right?
Is there anything more desirable than living a rock star life I mean, seriously.
Well, for a certain period of time.
Yeah, I imagine people get sick of it, you know? It's kind of like it burns hot, and then I would like the idea of, I mean, the way AC/DC does it, because they'll make an album, every song sounds the same, and then they go on tour for like 3 months, and then they take like 2.5 years, 3 years off, you know? And then,
sure, I mean, they're pacing themselves right, but nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to be Vince Neil.
Right. Where it's you have to work, you have to be on stage just to survive because you've blown all your money like a dumbass or whatever, you know?
Right, and you have no ability to do nothing else. Like you and you can't take that person serious. Like at some point, yeah, you partied hard for a long time, but we get old at a certain point and you evolve a little bit.
I have such a respect for AC/DC because I've enjoyed their concerts so much that I think I would prefer to see them over like the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney, or like Bruce Springsteen. It's that much adoration. I love them so much.
I agree with you. That's more my genre of music, rather than those others that you mentioned. But I think I have some type of respect for Rolling Stones and Paul McCartney just because of what they are to the music industry.
Yeah. I mean, and because there are other bands that I like whose songs all sound the same, but I don't like them on the level that I like AC/DC. Similar,
yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know why, but for some reason, if an AC/DC song is playing, I just really struggle to get tired of any of that shit.
I'll go out on a limb and say that they're the best band whose music sounds all pretty much the same out there. There's a lot of other bands that their music sounds the same, and I can listen to 3 songs and I'm done. But AC/DC, I could listen to album after album.
Did you ever watch any documentaries about them, about how important Malcolm was to that band?
No, I haven't.
Oh shit! Anytime Brian Johnson speaks about, he took care of all. In addition to being the rhythm guitarist, he was very, very hands-on in the final product that would wind up on the album, tape, or CD or whatever. He was doing so much behind-the-scenes work that he was so much more of a loss, more than just being on stage playing the rhythm parts for while his brother plays lead. He was fantastic.
Well, yeah, and I mean, they were together for literal decades, decade after decade after decade. So, you lose somebody that's that close to you and you work with so closely. I mean, that's a huge loss. That the background, the behind the scenes, that is interesting to me, though, is like Gene Simmons or like Nikki Sixx, who do a lot of producing outside of, the band that they're in. It's interesting to see different skill sets out of those people that you really know very little about, aside from, the tune they play or whatever.
I remember when I was growing up, the Highway to Hell was a huge album. Highway to Hell and Dirty Deeds when I was a kid. And man, they leaned into that whole devil worship thing. And holy fuck, that was like, kids like us were drawn to that like moths to light.
No doubt about it, man.
Oh.
It was intriguing, right?
Yeah. And they couldn't be further from worshiping the devil. I mean, these are all, it's a whole family affair, like Malcolm and Angus and their sister. The sister would sew his schoolboy shorts. She actually made the outfit for him on stage. And then she came up with the name AC/DC because I guess that has to do with something in electricity, like current or something like that.
Current, yeah.
And she saw that on a sewing machine, and she said, I want you to call your band this. She came up with the fucking name.
I didn't know she was that involved. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyway, this trip down memory lane brought to you by AC/DC.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
We our right there.
What, when you were, you did a paintball tournament in Chicago last week, and you were on the field this time. Is that right?
Yeah, I was back to playing again. My knee, because of the knees over toes, is in really good shape. I played better than I played in years, to be honest.
No shit. Did the team fare really well?
We did. We were undefeated in regulation. We went 3-0-1 in prelims. We were the number 5 seed going into finals. We matched up against the 4 seed. They beat us in overtime. So undefeated in regulation is a definite improvement from the last couple of years of how we played. So we're pretty happy with that result.
Overtime in paintball. Is it like first guy to get shot from a team and it's over?
No, so basically, you know, when we show up and do the Eric Zane Paintball Wars, we play a game, right? So you play a game on the airball field. So essentially that when we play against another team, we play a number of games. And each game is worth a point. So it doesn't matter how many players you have alive. If you win with 5 bodies alive or you win with 1 body alive, it's still worth a point. So you're playing against this other team in a timed match. And at the end of regulation, it was 2-2 in the overtime game. So they had won 2 games. We had won 2 games. And then they beat us in the overtime points. So they beat us the overtime game in a 5-on-5 game. And they moved on and we didn't.
Okay. Well, all right. Good to hear. Good to see. And speaking of a paintball event, we have to do one coming up for the fall. I mean, we've been we haven't met in quite some time. I think we kind of skipped the summer.
We skipped the summer for sure, and I apologize.
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's been busy, and I can't complain about being busy. I have like 4.5 more weeks of coaching football to go, and then we're playing World Cup in November.
Okay.
And after that, everything is going to open up. So probably at the end of November is what we're looking at. We'll dub it the Thanksgiving something. Yeah, I'll let you handle that part of it.
All right, excellent. Okay, I'm looking forward to that because I know that my Mexican brothers and sisters want in. And there's some people that the Hondurans, all those folks that are south of the border want to play. Terry and Beth reached out. Terry says, "Hey, are you mad at me?" I go, "No, we haven't done a fucking paintball tournament or a paintball event in a while." But all right.
I haven't seen Terry and Beth in a while either. It'll be really good to see those guys again.
One game and a bunch of injuries, and I'm already freaking out about the Lions.
I told you not to go so high so early.
Now, yeah, this is bad.
Not bad yet. It's a long season.
Yeah, I know, but I'm worried about it because Atlanta comes in. They're pretty good. They're only their defense is really strong. Lions are banged up, man. They're very injured right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, injuries are going to happen, especially in a 17-game season. So, part of being a good team is not just putting talented guys on the field that work together well, but you got to be able to endure the season, the ups and the downs. And, it's going to be a little bit of a down. So, you got a deep roster and, next man up. Go get a win.
Different topic. I was talking about Trump. I'm 100% convinced he is going to win the presidency. Agree or disagree?
He's been aggressive towards you lately.
I'm sorry?
He's been aggressive towards you lately.
Oh, yeah. And he yells at me, hangs up. He calls me names.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think he was sober earlier in the week when you talked to him. He was really aggressive.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what his deal was now, but I think he's going to win. Do you think he's going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's coming. Get ready. I think everybody who, whether they hate him or love him, I think most people agree that he's going to kick everybody's ass again.
It's like a movie, man. It's just, it's just so wild.
Yeah, I'm right now preparing myself for it.
Yeah. I believe.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Anything else going on you need to update us on? That I know I sent you a video of a golfer but I didn't get a chance to play it yet, so I don't want to get into it right now. I'll play it after I hang up with you.
Okay, you're going to play it?
Yeah, I'll play it right after. Maybe if you give us a preview. Have you ever lost your shit on the golf course?
No, I understand that I am not a good golfer, and I just am out there enjoying it and trying to improve myself at something. And I can't imagine the video. I don't want to spoil it all. I don't want to Kenny it, but I'll enjoy watching it when you break it down.
At the end of the day, this is where you're on the golf course and someone behind you waits a little, doesn't wait long enough before they tee off. That's what happened here. And the ball rolled up on the guy. So if you've had that happen, that's what happened to this guy, and he responded poorly.
Yeah, to put it mildly, yes.
All right. Give my best to everybody there. You got football this weekend with your kid?
Yep, yeah, early tomorrow morning. So we're trying to go 3-0.
Is he still growing like a weed? I mean, every time I see him, he has a new element of man about him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. This is the part of fatherhood I was not prepared for. Or one of the parts of fatherhood. There's a whole bunch of parts of fatherhood that I wasn't prepared for.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of them is how fast he's growing. At almost 12 years old, he's damn near my height.
Yeah, it's been remarkable how, especially lately, as his body changes. That's tough for a kid, man. You know, it really. I don't think they realize how stressful that is. You know what they're going through.
Yeah, I mean, at every point, there's a lot of stresses. I mean, you know, he's a preteen right now too. So when he gets to that point, I'm sure that's going to be a fun ride of emotional ups and downs.
Right. Does he score touchdowns?
No, he's a tight end. I've got a couple plays drawn up where he can carry the ball and catch it, but we haven't called his number yet.
Oh, so you're the head coach?
I am, yes.
Oh, and this is a tackle football team.
Oh yeah, it's 5th and 6th grade at Granville.
That's awesome, man. I love that. At that level, are there like high school coaches that come and check players out? Does that ever happen?
There's a whole program, and we, at the 5th and 6th grade level, and even at the 3rd and 4th, they wanted us to run the same or very similar offensive terminology and formations that they run at the high school level. So the kids are, used to it at that point. Now, are they watching kids? I don't know if you pay attention to high school football, but there's a sophomore that plays for Granville who's a phenom, and he was I think he was all-state, but definitely all-conference last year as a freshman. And his name is Jaden Terry. So I'm sure they were watching that kid. Last year he was either all-conference or all-state or both as a freshman. So I'm sure he was a terror as an 8th grader, and they knew who he was coming up. So yeah, they know who the absolute phenom coming up through the system.
What position did you say this kid plays?
He's a running back.
Oh, he's just a beast then. Can you imagine being a 9th grader and some senior linebacker tries to tackle you and you like humiliate him?
Oh yeah, and he's got these giant legs and he's built low to the ground. He's fast. He is a lot of fun to watch. For week 1, he had, I think, 242 yards on the ground and 4 or 5 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion.
Jaden Terry is his name?
Yeah, they call him Tank.
Wow. That's incredible. That's going to be the type of kid where he's going to have like stars attached to his name.
Oh, well, his dad, I believe, played like in the NFL on a couple different practice squads. I think he played for the Cowboys and the Eagles, if I remember right. So they, I think he's been grooming him to bring him up and, get him ready. So if he has the, size and ability at, when he gets out of college, going to college, he's going to have the roadmap laid out for him.
If I had a kid that was that good, I would so make it not fun. I'd be like, you got to keep it going because you got to make me rich. I would be that idiot.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. I mean, we're all asshole dads at one point or another. I got my kid playing paintball. We at that paintball tournament, my kids team, a bunch of 10 and 11 and 12-year-olds went down there to play as well. So now it's like, yeah, I want paintball to be fun for you, but damn it, I want you to win.
No, yeah. You got to put the killer instinct in them. You got to brainwash them, make it not fun. That's the only thing to do.
For sure.
Okay, Rick. You're the best. As always, Rick, TC Paintball, tcpaintballgr.com. I love you.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
See you, man. You notice he didn't say I love you back. It's because he doesn't. He's using me for my good looks. Now I want to see this kid play. This Jaden Terry. I always love those stories when the kid just like kicks everybody's ass, every time he gets the ball. I wonder if there's highlights of him yet. Because nowadays, you put out a highlight package so that the colleges can sniff you out.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast.
Terry, full
you gotta light that sucker up with
highlights.
the good stuff. Kodiak stuff.
Versus Caledonia. So this is last year when he's a freshman. He's in 9th grade. He's playing against kids that are like twice his age. Not twice his age. Here we go. Jaden Terry. He's going to grow quite a bit. Look at all these kids, these 4 dudes that are chasing him. They're all pissed off. 5 dudes. Wow. Oh, yeah, this kid's a bitch. How fun. Oh, look at him. Come on, little buddy. I want to see him bust another one. All right, great. Come on. Grab your dick or something, kid. All right. Wow. That was 10 months ago. He's probably like 6'5" now. That is so cool. I'm going to deny that. I guess some audio was playing when a commercial was on. Sorry about that. My bad. Okay. By the way, folks on Facebook and X and YouTube, I haven't yet kicked you out. I'm going to kick you out now. I appreciate you being here, but the rest of the show, still plenty of show left, is available on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app and then search Eric Zane Live, all one word. Everything you're hearing right now is going to be an audio podcast. As soon as I wrap this one up, I'll post it. You can find it wherever you download shows. As always, please support the sponsors on the show if you can, either your local or some of my sponsors are. They can be utilized no matter where you are. So support them. And also keep in mind that I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. I still have to post the audio podcast of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And Who Are These Zanes? Looking forward to that. And you can sign up for my Patreon and try it out, a test drive, if you will, for 7 days free when you go to patreon.com/Eric Zane, patreon.com/Eric Zane. And then just try it out for 7 days, see if you like it. That's all I ask. It doesn't cost you a dime. You do have to put in a payment form, because if it goes 1 second longer than 7 days, it will charge you. But I make it very easy for you to cancel it. Okay? So sign up, and I don't care if you sign up and 2 minutes later you cancel it. You get the 7 days no matter what. People are like, you're stupid. Why do you keep telling them that? Well, I don't want to trick you into paying for my podcast. I want you to like it and then keep it going. So I like to tell you how easy it is to do that, just so you know, because the trickiest thing is just getting people to even think about signing up for the Patreon. But I'm confident that what I'm doing on there is fun, engaging, and entertaining enough that you'll keep doing it. So and it helps. You know, this is how I make my living these days, through doing this podcast. So I'm just excited that you're here to enjoy this. But if you want the rest of this one, it's on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app now. Okay. Twitch and Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. X brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And the open and live stream of today's show brought to you by King's Room Barbershop. I have got to get this haircut. I have not had it this long. It was under the advice of Andy Skyver, 49% owner of King's Room Barbershop, and his lovely wife, Colleen, 51% owner. I'm sure it's more like 99% Colleen, 1% Andy. I said, Andy, I want my hair to be styled appropriately. I want it to look like Sandra Bullock's now deceased boyfriend. He died of Lou Gehrig's disease. No, he died of ALS. Wait, that's the same thing. Yeah, that's what he died from. Anyway, that guy had great hair. Such a loss. So I want to look like that dude. He goes, okay, you got to grow it out. So I have grown it out. Now I just have to get there and get the haircut. I can't wait to shoot video of Andy giving me the haircut. I'll go to one of 3 locations. King's Room Barbershop, either Northland Drive, Caledonia, or Wyoming. Now, for the longest time, the Wyoming location was part of Rogers Plaza. They got out of there, and now they're 5 minutes away from that in Wyoming at their own building. King's Room Barbershop at 821 36th Street, next to the costume room. Their website is kingsroom.net for pricing, schedules of all the stylists so you know who is where. All walk-ins, no appointments. Longest you'll wait is 15 minutes. If you're a guy, you get your hair cut at King's Room Barbershop. Don't go to Sport Clips, Jude's, or Lady Jane's. Try King's Room and mention your old pal EZ. Thank you to Blue Frost IT. Online at bluefrostit.com. The way they do this is they're in business for small and medium-sized businesses so that they have an IT department. Typically, small and medium-sized businesses don't have a troubleshooting team if something goes wrong. That's where Blue Frost steps in. I utilize this. You pay them each month. That way, if things go south, they're there for you. It's not a lot. It's like an insurance policy of tech. For more information for you or your business, reach out at 616-200-8550. Let's say you just have a problem. You can get on their radar by reaching out, 616-200-8550. They will help you with all of your needs. Thank you, Blue Frost IT. It's time for EZ to go tinkle. I will be back. So I was just thinking about earlier in the show when Ryan was complaining about, I haven't lost weight like you, big fraud. Yeah, well, you can't do that. You know, you can only worry about you. You can't compare. Just make good choices and keep it simple. Don't do anything other than that. Keep your head down. Keep walking. Keep eating appropriately. And wait. Each day, you're closer to your goal. No more of this complaining bullshit. The hell is wrong with you? Okay, I talked with Rick about this video. This dude is golfing. The guy in the green shirt there is upset because the people that were playing behind him, I guess they teed off and the ball was a little too close, landed by him, and he didn't like that. So he kind of lost his shit here. You'll be able to figure out the part when I think this guy lost his shit.
We got a Karen on the golf course right now.
You'll leave after I don't give you a goddamn thing.
I'm going to take your clubs.
Take it.
This is where you're fucking...
Let them leave.
I'm not getting a fight on a golf course.
Let them leave.
The guy's taking her ball.
I'm going to stand here and you can complain. Goodbye.
I'm not complaining. You're the one pitching.
No, you're the one that approached me and I asked you to no longer speak.
You took her ball.
Please don't speak to me.
We're coming over here.
You took her ball.
Bro, you took her ball.
Yeah, he's saying, come get your ball.
If you need money for her golf balls.
Walter, because I'll plant you, bitch boy. Now get the
Okay. No, you won't, because I'll plant you, bitch boy. Here it comes.
fuck off the cart.
Walter? Oh, here we go.
You see that?
Okay, now his shirt is off. His shirt is off, and he's flexing like a silverback gorilla.
Oh.
That's what you spend to heaven, bitch, and you want to test God, you fucking come get it, shit stack.
Okay, he's mentally ill.
Oh, no. Oh.
Been to heaven.
Something about you're going to heaven?
Leave me alone.
You guys are doing some.
Wow.
We got a Karen on the golf course right now.
You'll leave After I don't give you a goddamn thing.
All right, now if you're just listening to the audio podcast, you must go to the show notes and see this guy. Oh my God!
If you need money for a golf balls,
Walter, it's off plan sheet, bitch boy. Now get the fuck off the cart,
Walter.
Oh,
Here we go.
You see that?
wow! You see that? What? I don't know. He doesn't look that impressive to me. I don't think he's jacked enough to be impressed with what he looks very disproportioned.
Oh.
That's what you spend the heaven, bitch, and you would have tested.
Oh God. That's
God, you fucking.
That looks like the type of body. That's the best I could ever possibly look right there, you know? And that looks disgusting.
Come get it, shit stack.
Okay, he's mentally ill.
Oh.
Let's move along.
You think I'm mentally ill?
I know you're
Wow. Something about been to heaven? Jesus, fuck. Look at that, dude. Okay, now, if you're going to do that, there isn't a person on the world who would support this guy. So you know how this is gonna go. The big bad internet machine is going to find out who this guy is. Linda says it looks like Dean's brother. Whoever sent this to me at first, I forgot who it was. Might have been Tyler. Said, yeah, this guy actually looks a lot like Dean. Minus the Bluetooth. Yeah, it was Tyler. Rich says, did he shave his chest but left his belly hairy? Tyler says, quote, you see that? The most average body ever. Quote, he's mentally ill. Let's move along. That forehead is the most frightening thing about that guy. Wow. Brandis says, oh, Lord, second-hand embarrassment. Tyler's joke was, I said he's just a Bluetooth away from being creepy Dean, LOL. Yeah, Dean would have had a golf shirt, though, and would have cut the sleeves off. Rich says, you know, he's practiced that little speech in the mirror. Probably. Becca Shea says, Trump supporter. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Ryan says, oh, God, nothing looks good under that shirt. The Danity says he's been waiting all his life to do this. Tyler adds, Dean would have said, you see that? These are horse-jacking muscles. Tyler, that's fucking great. You're really great at coming up with these jokes. I can't do what you do. How do you do this shit? You should be doing a podcast. Fuck me. I'd like to say that everyone has lost their shit like this at one time, but probably not. I wonder how he actually fights, though. I don't know. He looks pretty good. He might need to work on that chest a little. And I wouldn't go into that crouched flexing thing anymore. He was kind of like, it looked like an animal.
You see that?
Oh, God.
That's what you spend the heaven, bitch, and you would have.
Oh, that's horrible. Again, sorry for the folks listening to the audio podcast, but this is definitely, you have to see this. You really have to see this. Ryan says the most impressive thing that guy did was get the most beautiful neck tan known to man. Not the face, not the chest, not the tummy, just the neck. And Brandis adds, this dipshit is unhinged, without a doubt. Without a doubt. He's trying to scare those people. That's really risky, though. If you lose your shit like that and say, all right, come on. And then what if the guy you have no idea the skill set of the other party. What if you're like skilled in, fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu or whatever the fuck it is, You went to the Gracie school. You fight MMA. You're a boxer or a wrestler. I tell you what, there are two people on the planet who I know personally that I think it would be a bad choice to ever fuck with. And they are Doug and Dougie at Bosco's. Oh, my God. Doug has so many stories. He's been shot. Okay? If you're someone who's been shot more than once, something's going on. I don't want to go out there and say checkered past, but Doug's been through a lot. He also has worked security at bars. He's been a bouncer. He's martial arts, jiu-jitsu, all that shit. Last weekend, there was some drunk there trying to convince Doug to arm wrestle him. Doug is a strong motherfucker. He is. He's really built like a brick shithouse. Plus, he's got old man strength. So you're looking at a dude about 57 years old, and some fucker is trying to convince Doug to arm wrestle him, and he's like, I'm not going to do that. And this guy kept on, and finally, Dougie, his son, says, just do it and get it over with. So Doug goes, all right, and it was over in like a second, and he slammed that fucker's hand down so hard. And the guy's like, round two. He goes, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to hurt you, and you're going to sue me. And then the other one is Dougie, his son. As calm as the day is long until the wires touch. And if they touch, oh no. Oh, this is bad for you. If either of these fuckers because we're in the kitchen making food, and if one of the servers says you need to flash the badge, and one of these two idiots comes out, whether it's somebody unruly at the bar, or somebody's too drunk to be served and won't leave, or someone's causing a ruckus, oh no, you do not want to be in the receiving end when one of these two has to deal with you. Oh. I one day I want to actually witness it. But from what I've heard, it is not pretty, and very, very effective too. Maybe tonight at Bosco's, where, as you know, the world's #1 fry cook will be there. Make sure you come see me and tell your server we are here to see Eric Zane. In northern Michigan, the UP, something very strange happened. Well, I shouldn't say very strange, because I imagine this happens all the time to those people up there. Now, you have to understand, we have this enormous missing link society. None of them have jobs. They're all hunter-gatherers, self-sustaining. You get on that bridge, you go north of that bridge, Mackinac Bridge, and you're in a totally different country. The other side of it is Lake Superior, this cold ocean. And the other side of that is Canada. The only way to get into it is through the bridge, swimming, or if you go through Wisconsin. And not a lot of people know this, but Michigan has a border wall to keep these people in there. Not to keep people from coming into Michigan. But on the western side of the UP, there is a 300-foot high wall. It's made of ice. And there's a group of people that patrol it to keep the people that are in there in the UP in, and they're called the Night's Watch. Okay? And so that's the way it is. We don't have to worry about any of the people that are in there coming across the bridge to the south because they don't have automobiles. They would try to walk across, and then they're just captured, and they're led back, stripped of their clothing, and then they have to fend for themselves. They usually make new clothes out of tree bark and moss and then head back over the bridge. So that's how it is. But in the community of Faithhorn, never heard of it, and I've lived in Michigan my whole life. A family noticed that their 2-year-old had walked away from her home. Now, the mom and dad said, "Don't worry, she'll be back." And people who were vacationing nearby, they said, "No, we need to call emergency personnel." This is true. This actually happened. Story was just updated yesterday at 10:30 p.m. Little girl's been found. The tourists were like, "Well, I think we should call the authorities." The mom and dad said, "No, this happens all the time. 2 years. If you're 2 years old, that's perfect time to get a job. It's the way we live up here. It's not a problem. This happens all the time." But the tourists called the police. Police get involved, and they start the search for this 2-year-old little girl. The family noticed that the dogs were gone too. So they had figured that this was an adventure. No dogs, no toddler. Again, 2 years old. The child was found hours later in the woods, sleeping on one of the dogs like a furry pillow, according to Michigan State Police. Now, this is a feel-good story for the cops. Typically in the UP, the state police, every day, they have to gun down families because they try to get across that bridge. So this is for once not one of those moments where they have to just basically machine gun people. You know, it was a good day. They rescued the 2-year-old. Now, you think I'm bullshitting, all right? But look at, a toddler lost in the woods is found asleep using family dog as a pillow. Lieutenant Mark Giannuzio said she laid down and used one of the dogs as a pillow, and the other dog laid right next to her and kept her safe. It's really a remarkable story. Now, you turn to the mother and father of this 2-year-old, and they're like, well, no, it's not. We do this all the time. Troopers used drones and police dogs in the search while local police and citizens from both Michigan and adjacent Wisconsin, that is west of the wall, helped look for the girl in the remote wooded area. Totally unnecessary. Troopers from Michigan State Police's Iron Mountain post that's where we do sacrifices in Michigan. Iron Mountain. Had been called to a home in the Faithhorn area of Menominee County about 8 p.m. Wednesday after the girl wandered away. After midnight, a citizen on an ATV found the girl 3 miles from her home. Wow. 2-year-old girl wanders 3 miles away. She was checked by medical staff, appeared to be in good health. Well, of course she's in good health. She was having a great time. Faithhorn is an unincorporated village. Now, when they say village, I want you to think like the M. Night Shyamalan film, The Village. It's like that. Just east of the Wisconsin state line. About 60 miles southwest of Marquette, Michigan. So that's just east of the wall that I was telling you about. Incredible. I'll link that up if you want to check it out. Kenny says, I was about to say Game of Thrones stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but George R.R. Martin, that asshole who nearly wrote an incredible saga of books but didn't finish the last one, that whole thing was inspired about Westeros and the kingdoms by the Upper Peninsula. He lived up there while he drew inspiration for those books by just living up there. All a true story. Incredible. Folks, I have done a terrible job of maintaining these sponsorship mentions during the show. And I've got a hard out today, so I got to rattle off a little bit here. Of course, we talked about TC Paintball. Rick from TC Paintball. Love that man. It looks like that'll be a late November Frost on the Pumpkin style paintball war. Number 23. It's not set in stone. But you can set an event in stone by booking a party at TC Paintball, online at tcpaintballgr.com. Michigan's premier paintball destination. People come from all over the state to TC Paintball. tcpaintballgr.com. Book your party today. If you need to enroll for Obamacare, healthcare.gov, and you do if you're in between jobs or your employer does not offer insurance or you're self-employed, don't go it alone. Have Frank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance do it all for you and pay him nothing. It's free. Frank makes his money from all the insurance companies that he puts his clients into their policies. To get started, Frank has a website tailored for you. It's called buyinsurancehere.com, B-U-Y, insurancehere.com. It is the one and only destination you need for all things like Obamacare, Medicare, Social Security, or life insurance. Frank can help you with all of these things. It's his site. On it, there's a spot that says, "How did you hear about me?" And it says Zane. Right next to another podcaster by the name of Dilly, who he goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm advertising on the Dilly show." I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Dilly is a political commentator, which I am not. I am a podcaster entertainer. I am the number one podcaster entertainer. That's right. Number one podcaster entertainer. Dilly just sits around and talks shit about Biden. So more people say they heard about Frank from the Zane show than they do the Dilly show. When you actually speak with Frank, say, stop spending your money with that dumb shit Dilly and put it all towards Eric Zane. Thank you, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. Smack dab in the middle of Grand Rapids, Michigan. No matter where you are in the area of West Michigan, get your cars repaired at Irvine's, whether it's scheduled maintenance, something blew up on you, or, perhaps you're just looking to keep your car on the road. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. The website, ERVines. That's ERVines.com. ERVINES, Irvines.com. Early bird drop-off, late bird pickup. They have loaner cars for you to borrow, no problem. And that is free. It's a free service for people that are getting their cars repaired. Thank you to Irvine's. It is important to mention Joe Martinez as often as we do because you need to be reminded that you need your furnace tuned up. That thing's going to be running full time before you know it. And if you haven't spent $79 to get it cleaned, inspected, and maintained, you're making a huge mistake. If you haven't done this ever, like if you're like, I don't think I've ever done that, and that does happen, don't worry. The one thing you cannot do, though, is put it off. 616-516-8579. If you are in West Michigan, this is who you call. Joe Martinez. He is my open southern border brother. Let them in. 616-516-8579. The only people who don't want an open border are bigots. Joe and I agree on that. And I know you two should, and you two, you should too. As I'm trying to say, you two, what am I doing? There's Joe. I know he's here right now. Open border. Open border. Let them in. Let them in. 616-516-8579. Finally, no matter where you are in the U.S., if you need a mortgage, you need to get it from the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. Anywhere in the U.S., you need a mortgage. Get pre-approved today. 231-332-6505. As with all the sponsors, mention EZ. Whether it's your first mortgage, you've been paying a rent to a slumlord for God's sake, or if this is not your first rodeo. Maybe you just need money out of your home to pay off a high-interest credit card bill. 231-332-6505. Maybe you need money out of your home to pay for a pool cover. For an in-ground stainless steel pool that's shaped like a kidney bean. That's heated. Advertise on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I'll tell you how it works. Your asshole of the day today. Trump's victory tour, the fighter pilot, the 911 operator. But I think we know who it is. Your asshole of the day today, brought to you by TC Paintball, is golfer Dean. When he's not jacking off horses, he's making an asshole out of himself at the golf course. That is my time. I've got a meeting at 10 a.m. So I'm ending this now. A little bit early. My apologies. I love you all. It's been a fantastic week. Chit-chatting with you. If you want more, it's on Patreon. Sign up for free now. Just one of you who is not on Patreon, sign up for free so that I know someone is hearing this. Hello? Hello? Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Crimson Chin 420 says, go Falcons. He wants the Atlanta Falcons to win. Thank you, Jimmy. All right. Thanks again. Open the southern border. Till next time. Bye-bye.